We are just a couple miles east of the LAX airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. On the return, it's Tristan Ebner from his end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The start of the ground here on first down. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Looking to throw on second down. Paul got an open man here, and it's KJ Hamler.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They're going to try and throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing, but to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away in the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position, and to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
So they've been unable to capitalize on a great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Herrera. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. Eckler will score. Touchdown Chargers. A long way to go in this one. I'm sure that's not the only score we'll see today, but to jump out like that, very good.
Yeah, everyone wants to set the pace. You know, in a game like this, you want people chasing you. You don't want to be the team chasing them. That's exactly what they did.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Throwing again. Paul. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Paul. Over the middle, complete. That's Rodgers. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play. Again, he'll drop to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throw left side, complete. That's Williams. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, Charles, you look at this offense, they're the #1 seed, a Super Bowl favorite, but it's hard to avoid the topic that this is a rookie quarterback under center making his first ever postseason appearance. Any concern level there?
Well, I would think that we'd all have some concern because, you know, a rookie quarterback, that's just not normal, right? But I think I'd be a lot more concerned if they were the 6 or 7 seed and had to go on the road and play in a hostile environment. What if it was cold outside? But here you've got a guy who's been solid all year, led them to all those wins, a #1 seed. I think they have unquestioned belief in him. And I also feel like they have a responsibility to help carry him along as well.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Chargers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Looking to throw. Paul. He finds his man. Complete. It's Robbins. And he will have the Broncos first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off play action. Paul. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. This offense on third down today, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Back to throw. Paul escaping the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Operating from the gun. Paul. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Off the play fake. Paul. This pass caught by Hamler.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he wisely will throw that one away. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Back to throw again.
Open man Hamler, that's complete.
And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3.
They'll look to throw again. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
It's a pickup of 12, and then we'll set up a third down. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. To throw on third down, Paul. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked them off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
A give, Eckler running to the right. Getting the stop defensively, Delarian Turner yelled.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. To throw on 2nd down, Herrera. It's Williams on the catch. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Fights through it. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chargers continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 28-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, Paul. That is taken in by Rodgers. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Paul. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
This is Hamler on the receiving end. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
Throwing on 1st down. Paul, a quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 3rd down, Paul. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robbins. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Paul. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. He's at the 50. The 30, 10, 5. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
I cannot imagine a more perfect half of football for one side, CD, and a more disastrous half of football for another side. But if you focus on the positive half, with this pick 6, you look at where that lead is at, and to think that we are only in the 2nd quarter. My goodness.
I love the expression. My goodness, indeed. Pretty obvious. It's a free fall out there. Everybody gets a chance to make a play. And if you're on the field, you've got a great chance of being the next guy that your teammates are celebrating.
So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Pereira. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track? And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. So a big return there, Charles, on what was a pretty dangerous throw to the outside.
It sure was, Brandon. That's the risk you run on a throw like this. If it's intercepted, a lot of times this is a pick 6. So good hustle to get back and get him down. But, boy, that's a throw you've really got to be sure of if you're going to work the perimeter of the field.
They'll try the right side with Eckler. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Pereira. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Paul. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
This time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. And here's a handoff out of the gun. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Oh, he's got some breathing room.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Paul. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 22-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Paul. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
From the gun on 3rd down. Paul. Touchdown. Armani Rogers from 17 yards out. And the Broncos are able to at least get one score back.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Point after here coming up. And he converts, and it cuts the lead to 35-7.
Makes the score. Chargers 35, Broncos 7. Matthew Wright set to kick off.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
Gain of 27 yards. And the Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Herrera.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Caught that look from me there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
That's caught, and it's Eckler again. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Well, big. We're still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Back to throw. Herrera. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Jalen Waddle, 43 yards. And the Chargers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Off play action. Paul out. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack. And it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I get the backups in there if it were me.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And that's another play that's painting the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. DJ Jones able to use that strength to get him for a loss of 2. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Looking to throw. Herrera. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And the Chargers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Eckler again.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this fourth quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Ebner going to elect to bring this out of the end zone here. And able to get this out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Paul. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A gain there of 30 big ones.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Paul. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. This duo locked in. 14 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not...
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Chargers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, and
the Broncos get there and take him down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
And that sack, Charles, just looked like a case where a speedy defensive end is a little bit quicker than the offensive tackle.
Yeah, it makes it difficult for a tackle to determine what exactly to do. Do you do the kick slide and try and get back in the pocket and meet him there? Do you meet him on the line of scrimmage where they call a quick set? In any event, right now, he's having his troubles.
To throw on 2nd down, Herrera.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Broncos get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth-quarter deficit.
Point after, right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Broncos 14. Matthew White set to kick off.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 16-yard line.
Here we go, right. Ready?
Back to throw. Herrera. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
To throw on 3rd down. Herrera got his man. It's Williams. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. That one good for 13 on a Charger first.
Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start and passed plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession.
We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Darrell Williams, right tackle, the guilty party.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Herrera. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Paul, this one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a 1st down. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Complete to number 88.
And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. They'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD. It was not to be. And time is run out now on this game.
The Chargers, they're going to continue on in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. Thanks for watching.